And way back when Fruity Loops was called Fruity Loops, not FL Studio, and people were afraid to say, oh, I use Fruity Loops because it sounded funny.
I think internet is like I just tweeted, it was a gift and a curse, because it's like the best thing and the worst thing at the same time. And I feel like it's a cheat when it comes to like music. Like you can, you know, Google how to do's XYZ.
So I've gotten into this conversation with a lot of producers before who claim that the accessibility of programs like FL Studio kind of cheapens the production world. I just want to ask you, if it weren't for software, do you think you'd be producing for a living right now?
I would think so, because I used to dab with like the MPC for a while, and MPC kind of got me interested. I like that because it's more handheld. I was more computer tech savvy, just like our generation is nowadays. Like, you know, the technology is way above what we had, but then for what it was like, oh, you know, I could do this. I could do the same thing that so-and-so is doing, the dude next to me is doing on a pad, but on a software.
I kind of came up around the same time where there was that transition going on where the producers of the previous generation didn't respect the software, and the people, the producers using the software didn't really take themselves seriously because they were using software. And way back when Fruity Loops was called Fruity Loops, not FL Studio, and people were afraid to say, oh, I use Fruity Loops because it sounded funny. That's kind of where I came up. But personally, I feel as though accessibility is a good thing, you know, especially in hip hop, because it's like technology was always so expensive for us, and it's a youth culture. It's not something for rich kids, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
for it to be I don't know, what's your opinion on that? I don't want to get into a monologue on my end.
Oh no, I would have to totally agree with you. I was just having this conversation with my mom actually. Do you remember, like, in computer class, you would go to computer and you would see a Mac with like the orange back or the blue back, the colored Macs, and what is this cheap piece of crap? Like, I would have never expected Mac to be what it was, that to be able to do so many things on computer. You know, you go from AOL and slow internet like that into something like now it's instant. It's on your phone. It's everywhere. I think internet is like I just tweeted, it was a gift and a curse, because it's like the best thing and the worst thing at the same time. It grabs your attention, but then it's just like, for me, it's kind of like you don't pay attention to like real life and everything. And I feel like it's a cheat when it comes to like music. Like you can, you know, Google how to do's XYZ on everything now. And back when I was making beats, not like it was hecka long ago, but I used to just like go by the sound or go by, you know, like my favorite producers like Timbaland and Pharrell. Like I would used to try to compose the same type of drum patterns that they did, not directly mimic them, but just like, you know, like I thought it was cool. Like it was just dope.
So let's get on to I guess bigger topics. You produced a record for Beyonce called Flawless, and it was a big record. And I know you've talked about that to death. I just want to ask a kind of different question about it. So after it was released, it was remixed, I believe, more than once, right?
The only remix I acknowledge is the one that we did. Everyone else did like their own like little dance version, so on and so forth. But we had nothing to do with those. Those are like off branches, ones that we don't get anything from.
Damn, I wish I had an air horn button to play right at that point. So I've never had a track officially remixed and then re-released by the label. How did that process work for you as a producer? I mean, did you get a new agreement? Did you have to negotiate a new advance? And was it a new stream of performance royalties, or is it a little more complicated or simpler than that?
Oh, no, everything usually stays the same. You know, you get your same percentages. Nothing really changes because you're the originator of it. It doesn't even advance your percentage on it. So you're just remixing it, and it's just more mechanical royalties. Everything else stays the same, paperwork and so on and so forth.